Hey y'all, I'm Madisyn McIntyre here with this week's episode of PHS Sports Weekly. This week we're going to be taking a look at our basketball season, our volleyball season, and our cross-country team with some of our star athletes and coaches. Jumping right into our volleyball team, our girls volleyball placed second runner-up with London Wynn, Cameron McMinn, and Kylie Hester being named all-tournament team MVPs. Here's Aubrey Smith with London Wynn with more on that.
Hey Panthers, I'm Aubrey Smith here with one of my teammates who I played alongside in the state championship, London Wynn. So London, with the volleyball season just ending, how do you feel the season went for the team?
I feel like the season went really well, and I could really feel the team chemistry after the boot camp.
Tell us more about the boot camp.
At the boot camp, we hiked for miles. We carried this huge log, and we pulled a bus.
That's good. So we have been in the playoffs together before. How important was it to you to make it even farther your senior year?
After 2 years of trial and error, it felt really good to make it to the championship because we honestly deserved it.
I think we did too. With being one of the leading scorers, how did you mentally prepare before each game?
Before each game, I would have to get my thoughts right, as Coach Robinson would say, and I would listen to a lot of music.
That's good. And how did a big play in a big game at such a large scale affect your nerves?
To be honest, I wasn't really nervous. But I don't know, I was more excited than anything.
Me too. With such a big senior class, what's your message to my class and the girls younger than me to filling the void?
Don't be so hard on others because you don't know what they're going through, and just keep the team chemistry.
That's good. Thank you, London. I'm Aubrey Smith. Back to you, Madisyn.
This season for our basketball team, we have some star players to look out for, such as Kendall Smith, Kobe Heron, and Egypt Daniels. One of our own, Caleb Perryman, sat down with Egypt to talk about this upcoming season.
Hey Panthers, I'm Caleb Perryman and I'm here with your basketball athlete, Egypt Daniels. So Egypt, how did you first get into basketball and what keeps you passionate about it?
I first got into basketball at a young age when I was watching everybody else play around me and they was good, so it inspired me to be good. That kept me going throughout the day.
Okay. So what has been your most memorable moment on the court and why?
My most memorable moment was probably when I had over 20 points in the game. That inspired me. It kept me going like really well.
Okay. How did you handle pressure during big games, especially like in tight moments?
In tight moments, I depend on my team to keep me going. Like, we all influence each other and inspire each other to be great. So I know my teammates got me when. If I mess up, I know they'll pick me up to keep me going.
Yeah. What is one area of your game that you've worked on the hardest to improve to get ready for the season?
After I got hurt, I messed up my wrist, so then I had to get on the gun and shoot some more and get my shot back to where it was after I got hurt.
Okay. So who has been your biggest influencer on your basketball journey?
Probably my dad. My dad inspired me because my dad was good at basketball when he was younger. So he pushed me to be greater than he was and get my shooting right and other things.
So how do you mentally prepare for a game?
Turn the music up. We always gonna turn the music up in the locker room every time.
So what's your favorite song? What's the song to get you hyped?
Can't say. No say.
Okay. Probably for the best. What is your future goals for basketball, both for the little bit of high school and beyond?
I don't, wherever basketball take me, that's where I want to go. So if it takes me all the way, I'll go all the way. If it don't, it don't. It is what it is.
Okay. So how does being on the basketball team shape your character?
Being on the basketball team is it's helped me become like a brother to everybody that I have around me and stuff. So we get really close in the locker room.
Okay. So what advice would you give to younger players that are looking up to you and that would want to follow in your footsteps?
Just work at what you love. Just always do what you want to do and work and be good at what your job is and play your role.
Okay. Well, that's all I have for y'all today. Thank you for joining us, Egypt, and back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you, Caleb. Coaches take a big role in making a team successful. With basketball season just starting, here's Bree Stanley with one of our assistant coaches on our basketball team, Coach Gilmer.
Hey Panthers, it's Bree Stanley here with one of our basketball coaches, Coach Gilmer. So Coach Gilmer, could you tell us a little bit about the goals you have for your team this season?
Yeah, so some of the goals that we have, obviously, we always want to improve each and every day. We have a really difficult area this year with it being Chelsea, Spain Park, Helena. So obviously we got to get out of the area tournament if we want to make any noise in the playoffs, which I think with this year's team that we have a really good chance of doing that. And then our crossover is going to be really tough, and then we just really want to get back to the Sweet 16. But, 4 of the 5 years that Coach T and myself have been here, we've only made it to the Sweet 16. So we're ready to get over that hump, try to get to the Elite Eight, be with the girls at Legacy this year, and try to bring home a map for Pelham.
Okay, well, what are your coaching duties and responsibilities for the team?
So I got a new job this year within the program. So I'm now director of operations for basketball. So that takes a whole new animal really for me. Last year I was the JV head coach, and I've been the JV head coach for 3 years. And prior to that I was the 9th grade head coach. But now I get to work pretty much solely with the varsity practice time, but I'm also in charge of all communications between varsity, JV, and freshman parents and players. I have to do grade chats, I have to do film breakdowns, like fundraiser dates, all that kind of fun stuff. So it's a lot, but I really do enjoy my job now.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Who are some of your players we should look out for this season?
Really all of them, to be honest with you. This is the deepest team that we've had since Coach D and myself have been here in 5 years. We've been talking about it the past week, really, how we're going to be able to go 5 in, 5 out if we need to. And, with football just ending last week, we've got those guys coming back now, and they're a little bit rusty right now, but they've gotten better every day that we've practiced. We had a 6 a.m. practice this morning. Everybody was there on time. Everybody showed up ready to work. And the guys really just love each other. But we have really, really good senior leadership. So if I had to just pick a group of players, I would say it'd be our senior class.
Okay, what have you guys been doing to get ready for the season?
So we started out really in June. We would go 4 to 5 days a week playing in different play dates all across the state. We went to Alabama State. We went to Hoover. We went to the University of Alabama. We went to a lot of different play dates, played a lot of good competition. We've had a lot of open gyms where guys just come in, want to get extra work in. And that's something that, when we first got here, they didn't really want to do that. But now we've got guys who are gym rats, and they just want to live in the gym and get better as much as they possibly can. But leading up in August, we would have our 2 hours a week that we could really go over practice details or whatever. And then with first period athletics now, we would weight lift a few days, and then we would get in the gym and get shots up and do like skill work kind of stuff. But now that we're actually in practice season, we go about 2.5 hours a day just trying to clean stuff up.
Okay, well, what is something you make the team do to prep the day of the game?
So some of the things that we really like for them to do is just go back and watch film breakdowns. Typically, we won't make them watch the whole game on game day, but again, one of my jobs is film breakdown. So I'll go in and make about anywhere from 15 to 20 clips of, either key guys that we need to focus in on or key plays that we can look at. And it's really beneficial because when the guys are on the court and they see a team get into a certain set, they already know what the play is. And so we know what to be looking for. We know how we're going to defend that. They know who the shooter is on that play. They know who the cutter is on that play. So that's really it. And really on game day, we just want them to be loose and relaxed. I think a lot of the biggest issues that we've had, not only here but just in general, is people get so wound up and tight on game day. And there's really no reason to get tight and wound up.
Well, what is a piece of advice that you would give to someone hoping to join a team next year?
The biggest thing, man, is just work. Like, if you don't want to work, then we're not probably the program for you. We go 5 days a week, every week. And then some weeks, like now, we play Monday against Thompson at Minor at 4:30. Come out and support us.
Yes.
But like Sunday, we'll have practice. So, I mean, if you don't want to work, then we're probably not for you. But if you want to be around a bunch of guys who love each other and be around a coaching staff who gets along really well and we're all kind of on the same page, have the same brain wavelength, we all get together, get along really well, then we're the place for you. Everyone will open arms, and we would love to have you. But the biggest thing, man, is you just got to work.
Okay, well, that's all we have for you today, Coach Gilmer. And I'm Bree Stanley, and back to you, Madisyn.
Thank you, Bree. Next up, we have our cross-country team. This season, Emily Wester and Janelle Ramos made it to state. Emily Wester placed 5th, and Janelle placed 15th. Here's John Davis with Emily Wester.
Hey Panthers, I'm John Davis here with one of your cross-country state qualifiers, Emily Wester. So Emily, what inspired you to start running cross-country?
I've always just loved the sport, and I started running in 7th grade. I didn't do cross-country. The coaches begged me to, but I was just like, no way. But they finally convinced me in 8th grade, and that's when it all started.
All right. How did you stay motivated throughout the cross-country season?
I stayed consistent with my running. I started running in the summer, so I just felt really good about coming into the season.
How do you handle pre-race nerves and pressure?
I just stay focused on myself and say, I got it. So.
Who has been your biggest supporter in your running journey?
Definitely my dad. He always is on my butt about everything.
What are your goals for next season?
I definitely want to come top 3 in the state, either if it's 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, and to break 18, definitely.
Do you have any advice for aspiring cross-country runners?
You got it.
All right. That's all I have for you today, Panthers. I'm John Davis. Back to the desk.
Thank you, John. That's everything we have for you on this week's episode of PHS Sports Weekly. I'm Madisyn McIntyre. See y'all next week.